everybody. It's been a while. So I've had a busy Christmas with work and life. SALAAR has come out a few days now, so I'm a bit late to the party. But guys, if you haven't watched SALAAR, you can join me in this vlog and we'll see my first reaction to it. If you guys have watched SALAAR, let me know down in the comments what you think. I have pretty solid hopes for this movie. I've seen that in the battle with Donkey, everyone's been putting this movie against Donkey because they came out around the same time. So yeah, I'm very excited. With all the trailers and all the teasers and all the hype around this movie, I was very interested in watching it. I know it looks a bit more gritty, and it's from the makers of KGF, so I'm very excited to see this movie. I know it's a long one. Unfortunately, there were no movies during the day where I am. It is now 8:17. The movie starts at 8:30. So by the time I get home, it'll be midnight. So I hope you guys all had a good Christmas. Mine was pretty busy. I actually met up with Dean. We actually flew over to see him and spent time with him during Christmas. That was really fun. We actually filmed something for you guys, which will come out towards the end of the year. Just a little video wrapping up and reviewing, reflecting. We actually gave like the top and worst movies we've seen this year from Indian cinema. So that's very exciting. Look forward to that. Alpha T, Alpha T, Alpha T.
याद है काका सलाह
So we're at the intermission, I'm just walking around. But yeah, very stylized, super hype, a lot of slow-mo, a lot of zoom, dramatic dialogue. Kind of confusing, like I wasn't sure where the plot was, but now I think they're going to talk about the past. So yeah, interesting. I'm looking forward to how this movie continues and how it ends, because I just haven't seen a movie like this before. Okay guys, I just finished watching SALAAR and that was an incredible movie. I actually didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did, because the first half was pretty intense. This movie is very, very dramatic and very, very stylized, and the first half is like, it's almost like a different movie. I loved the world. I loved the world that SALAAR has built. These warring factions, there's so much detail in the lore. Each clan differentiates itself as well, which is pretty amazing. They've built this entire world. It's almost like I almost felt like I was watching an epic movie, but it's still in the modern world. So it's very fascinating. It's a very fascinating world that they've built. All of the action scenes were brutal though. Like they straight up decapitations, blood everywhere. I'm very surprised at the violence of this movie. And you know, even though it was 8:30 p.m. showing, there was a bunch of kids in the movie. So again, very interesting. Throughout the movie, I was a bit worried. I'm like, how is this going to wrap itself up? Because there's a lot of things unexplored and we're at the 3-hour mark. But yeah, it turns out, I forgot, it's part 1 ceasefire. There's a part 2 coming out in the future. And I'm actually pretty excited for it. I want to see what happens because they ended the movie on a cliffhanger, on a crazy reveal, which you can kind of see coming. I loved my favorite scene. My favorite scene in this movie was the fight scene towards the end where he pairs up and it's like 2 against many. And we see a side of Prabhas we didn't see before. Throughout the whole movie, he is stoic. He is silent. He doesn't say much. But then in the flashback, in that fight scene where he's fighting with his bro, he's like, he's joking around. He's making fun of his bro. He's like, oh, you can have the bigger sword. Well, I took down more people. Well, I had plenty of girlfriends. It was great to see that sort of character trait because he was pretty just a stoic dude until then. A very creative scene that stuck in my head was one where he threw a spear and he went through a lot of men, and then those men dropped their swords and it just went in a circular motion, so it looks like many hands behind him. And I believe it's a comparison or allusion to the goddess that village was praying to, but it was badass nonetheless. The crowd cheered for that one. Speaking of the crowd, it was a bit different to the ones I've seen before. I feel like in other movies, the crowd is usually cheering a lot, whistling and dancing. Like in this movie, there was no big dance. It was a pretty serious and dramatic film. There were some little jokes here and there which people laughed at, but there wasn't those mass cheering. It was just silence and people in awe. It felt like people were just engaged with what they were watching. But overall, my thoughts, I enjoyed the movie. I liked it. It wasn't what I expected. And I feel like Indian cinema is doing this all the time. It's not what I expected. This is Tollywood, I believe. Hombale Film Studio. Amazing work. But everyone, I think that'll be it for today's vlog. I'm just going to concentrate on driving home since it's past 12 o'clock. It's past midnight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this vlog. This will be my last movie viewing of the year, which is crazy to think about. Thank you very much for watching. Please, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you've seen this movie, and if you have, did you like it? What were your critiques of it? Please let me know. As always, I'm reading those comments. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Have a happy new year. Bye bye.